Hey everybody, it's Midwest Comic Man. For the closing of Black History Month, I've chosen for this creator spotlight to spotlight Matt Baker, who was the first successful African American comic book artist. He was born December 10th, 1921 in North Carolina. He began studying art in New York City when he was barred from being drafted for World War II due to a heart condition. He soon became known as the master of good girl art. I mean, there was nobody better in this time frame, well, in any time frame. And he worked on many famous characters such as Sheena, Rula, and probably his most famous work, which was Phantom Lady, which was a thorn in the side of Dr. Wortham. It's a shame we never got to see a longer career from Matt Baker. He passed away from a heart attack at the age of 37 on August 11th, 1959. But, I mean, he had so many great covers. I had a real hard time picking them out, but I picked out 16 of his greatest covers in no particular order. First, we have True Love Pictorial 3. Let's just start with a girl doing her sister dirty and stealing her man. You got the sister running away in tears, clutching her dress, as her sister holds her man, saying, "We couldn't help ourselves." To love Baker is to love romance covers. But not just any romance, the seedy, dirty side of romance. Next, we have Phantom Lady 16. And here we are. This is why he's known as the master of good girl art. Very healthy young blonde, with a negligee that leaves very little to the imagination, shrieks in terror as a villain prepares to shoot her from outside the window. This was Baker's bread and butter right here. And let's follow that up with Phantom Lady 17. This is the cover that drove Frederick Wortham over the edge. You got Phantom Lady with a dress that contains approximately 3 square inches of fabric, if that, staring smokily at the viewer. This is probably Baker's most famous cover. And I can't even imagine being a kid seeing this on the newsstand when it came out. I'm sure probably made people feel funny. And let's finish up with Phantom Lady 18. It's 3 in a row with Phantom Lady covers. Again, we got Phantom Lady wearing a few square inches of dress. I picked this one because I, for some reason, just really like the detail of her hair and the effect of the swirling red cape. It looks really good. So, no particular reason other than that. Next, we have All Top Comics 11. Rula the Jungle Goddess. As with all jungle covers, the heroine has a fashionable bikini, which barely covers her assets, as she fights some exotic animal. In this case, Rula is about to take out a wild boar with a dainty, yet appears to be very sharp dagger. Next, we have All Top Comics 16. This is an underwater Rula cover, as she fights off the many tentacles of an octopus. I'm sure Freud might have something to say about this cover, and I'm absolutely sure this would be quite popular with a certain population in Japan. I'm not going to go any further than that. Next, we have Amazing Ghost Stories 14. Really dig this cover. You got a man fighting off multiple creature from the Black Lagoon lookalikes, and his lady friend tries to escape their scaly clutches. I don't know what it is about this cover, but I mean, it makes me think of The Walking Dead, where they're always just pulling away from the claws of the zombies. I mean, it has that kind of feel to it. Next, we have Western Bandit Trails 3. Baker could also do westerns well, and he did a lot of them. Here you have bandits attacking a man and his girl. The man's firing at the bandits. The girl turns to run with what I expect is probably their bag of gold. The girl's skirt is flaring up to give it that little Matt Baker touch. Next, we have the Texan 11. Another favorite of mine. Awesome depiction of an Indian in full tribal regalia, preparing to shoot an angle. Muscular is well done. The angle is picked for dramatic impact, and the light blue background really makes the image pop. Next, we have 7 Seas Comics number 4. Here we have another scantily clad girl with great lungs and she's in trouble, once again underwater. This time, a hungry shark has his eyes set on the girl, who's armed only with a knife and a nice pair of legs. She does, however, have a flower in her hair, which looks really good for being underwater. Next, we have the Saint number 4. This is a great Saint cover done by Baker. You have a blonde in a very low-cut dress, standing in a good wind, it looks like, as the dress is blown backwards for a tantalizing view of her legs, as the Saint stands behind her, gun smoking. Very good line work, and the yellow and black background really serves the image well. Next, we have Teenage Temptations number 2. Some of Baker's work would probably be considered troubling today, perhaps back then as well. Here we have a cute drummed major, draped across the arms of an older man as he takes her to his car. In the background, you have the other girls wondering if she knows the man, and they decide, that's just how Linda is. I think Linda has a pretty tenuous grasp on morals, and we have words for girls like her when I was growing up. Next is Teenage Romances 43. You have a girl sitting with her diary, perhaps. Looks like she's dreaming of her future. I picked this cover because I really love the effect with the multiple images that appear to be photographic negatives. This kind of stuff is really cool. Next, we have Nightmare 13. This is a horror cover for Baker, but even with a horror cover, he manages to make the monsters look good. Got a snorkeler running afoul of several female monsters who are wearing seaweed swimsuits and little else, and they're looking kind of sultry here. So maybe it's not a bad thing if he gets captured. And finally, we have Teenage Temptations number 1. Remember what I said about troubling covers? This one's definitely a troubling cover. This one looks like a rape about to happen to a young girl. You have a man grabbing her as she tries to escape his car. He says he knows she's not so sweet and innocent. Something bad's about to happen here. I don't know, but maybe it's a cautionary tale. As you can see, Baker was an amazing talent, and I could have picked 20, 30 more covers from him. He just was really awesome. He was very well respected by his peers in a time when that was not common for an African American. He was inducted into the Will Eisner Comic Book Hall of Fame in 2009. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and sub me up. I've put my website for my cleaning and pressing business in the description below. I'm continuing to make updates to the site as time allows. If you need any info, my email address is on the website. The next episode of Creator Spotlight will highlight Nick Carty, an artist who only recently started getting the accolades he's due. Stay tuned for that next week, as well as the next issue of Inside the Covers, which will spotlight Planet Comics number 3. Make sure you tune in for Comic Core on Friday nights and Blaster to Stash It on Sunday nights. Also, I would like to start shouting out some smaller channels. Check them out and throw a sub their way to welcome them to the community. This week, I would like to welcome Jason 3000. He has 5 videos up so far. Check him out. I've put a link to his channel below. Until next time, this is Midwest Comic Man, coming at you from the funny pages.